don't like this idea that all good things eventually go bad. You know, I don't like it. I mean, on the one hand, you could say, oh, I mean, all things must end. All good things come to an end. Oh, sure. Like, you know, just like a universal kind of way. Nothing can last forever. Sure. That's all right. But like this idea that in like the media sphere, entertainment, it really feels like if anything is around long enough, it goes bad. You know, like if there's, I hate it. I don't want to feel that way. And obviously, it's not true in every single case. But golly, it's true in enough cases that sometimes it's a defeatist attitude to have. You know, I don't like any kind of attitude that makes you just throw up your hands and like, oh well, everything stinks anyway. I don't like that. But it is frustrating when it feels that way, especially in the case of like, you know, like the industry, all of the industry. I don't know, everything, the world. It's really owned by just like a handful of corporations, and they are, you know, they make things hard for us. They want to make their money. They want the whole entire concept of publicly traded companies, as I've talked about a bit before. It's kind of ruining everything. You know, shareholders, people who invest in a company, they want to see money, they want to see returns, they want to see them higher and higher and higher and higher and higher all the time, no matter what, at any cost. And it's just, it makes things bad. Products and services that start good inevitably go bad because they need more. They're not happy with some, they're not happy with a lot. It has to be more every time. And so it's a shame when the underdog, against all odds, makes a big splash and really establishes something good. You know, take something like, you know, like rideshare services. You know, at first it kind of feels like this, oh, you're returning some power back to the people. You're enabling people to be able to do this thing. And there's a lot of examples like this, a lot of different apps over the years where it's like, oh, are you tired of, you know, paying for this kind of thing or this kind of service? Well, now people can do it themselves. Power to the people. Yes. And then those companies get bought and they become corporate and things just go bad. It's a tale as old as time at this point. It just happens again and again and again. And you get something like Discord. All of these other social media platforms are just going to the dogs. We don't have like one big message board, like unified website that everyone wants to use. All these other like corporate services, like they all have problems. And then Discord comes along. And suddenly we have this thing, and it's kind of like an IM service, and it's kind of like a forum, and it's basically exactly what we needed. And you know, it seems to be tailored mostly toward gamers, and so it's cool. It seems so simple, and yet it really did fill a niche. And so it's been really upsetting to see Discord very purposefully just marching toward that cliff, marching toward that future where they're a publicly traded company, and the greed becomes completely unchecked, and they have to make their service bad to make more money. It's just amazing to see them doing it on purpose. Basically, for years now, they have been wanting to be one of those big yucky companies. It is the goal of the people who own and operate Discord to become a big, gross corporate giant. As many companies did in 2020, they expanded like crazy. They wanted to become a big, huge thing, and everyone was at home talking about video games, and so it was cool, and they wanted to get all big, but then, you know, the bubble kind of burst, and they had to lay off everybody, and they have been expressing interest in going public, which is so depressing. It's just so depressing because we know what that means. We know what it means when a company goes public. It means shareholders. It means people who are now invested in the company, who know nothing about its products, who know nothing about people using its products and services. They're just in it for the money, and so they apply pressure to make more money. It's worse than they're worth. And so Discord has been wanting that, which is so weird and sad, and it really does just mean that the people who own the company, I guess it was always their plan to just make as much money from it as possible, to just kind of like sell out and then be like, whatever, at least I got mine. Like, forget all the people who are affected by this. At least I got mine. I guess that was the plan all along. Point is, though, they're really looking to do it here pretty soon, and they have even brought on a new executive, a new CEO, to help foster this service and bring it into this new era. And you know who they got? You know who they got? They got an ex-Activision CEO. You want proof that Discord is like actively trying to be like an evil corporate company? You get an executive from Activision, one of the nastiest companies in this video game industry. You couldn't have tried harder. You know what I mean? You could not have made a more direct effort to become an evil corporate company than to go for someone from Activision. It might as well have been Bobby Kotick. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't Bobby Kotick, it was some other guy. I don't even care who, whatever. It's some guy from Activision. That's all you need to know. Whatever. It's a guy with a name. But like, an ex-Activision executive is now basically in charge of Discord. And you know what? I mean, yeah, if that was your goal, if your goal was to go public and become that kind of thing, then yeah, no, you did it. You did exactly what you needed to do. It's just that from our perspective, it's sad because I use Discord. I use it quite a lot, and that's what's particularly sad about this. Is it's a company in this position. You've got a golden goose. And you're going to kill it. You're going to kill it because you want more golden eggs. Right now you have a good service that has really carved out that niche real well. Like, they could not have anticipated that things would work out so well for them. That even if it is mostly gamers that use Discord, that's still so much of the population. And they have it. They have us. Everyone uses Discord. They have a very, very rare and precious opportunity to just have and hold on to this platform that is so successful and it's resonating with so many people. It's the standard. It's the stinking standard of communication in this industry, in this hobby. So, to want to gut that goose, you know what I mean? Just to actively desire being in that space where you have to just keep making it worse. And I know, like, we say that kind of tongue-in-cheek, oh, they're going to have to make it worse. That is how it happens, though. It literally just is. Every single, I don't know, service, every platform I have ever used, as it has grown, as it has become more corporate, it has only gotten worse. Only worse, only worse, only worse. For every convenient feature they add, they remove a previous feature, or they introduce a bunch of other awful, I mean, there's a million different ways that you can make a platform bad. And at the very, very least, we just know that when this company goes public, now all these people say, okay, so you're making this much money per whatever, I don't know, you're charging this much for Nitro? Okay, charge more. Okay, so like, they're going to charge more. They're just going to keep paying the price. They're probably going to pull features from the free side and put them behind Nitro. They're going to introduce more tiers. Like, basically, they will never stop trying to find newer ways to get more money from us. You know, ads in Discord itself, probably an option at this point. No, sure, maybe it's wrong. Maybe this is doom and gloom. Maybe I shouldn't be speculating this much. Maybe I shouldn't be imagining all the bad stuff that they're going to do. But like, I don't know. I'm kind of just going off of experience here. this situation. There's only one way it can go. That is literally the nature of most publicly traded companies. That is the nature of completely unchecked capitalism. When a company is run by people who want nothing
General Radan. The general was blighted by scarlet rot and driven to madness. But not long ago, he was hailed as the There is no parallel to your achievement. Thanks to you, Lady Rani's fate once again stirs. And descend underground, where the fallen star struck Limgrave, and make it yours.